Some movies just absolutely destroy box office projections, setting society on fire and drawing in waves of crowds to be entertained, transfixed, and transported through visual splendor to realms of pure imagination. They captivate entire swaths of the population and break records left and right. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Every new sub helps us achieve our goal and keeps us motivated to create new content. With that being said, I'm your host, Jamie, and here are 10 more highest grossing films. Number 1, Furious 7. No one could have predicted back in 2001 that when The Fast and the Furious revved its way onto the screen, it would launch one of the biggest action franchises of all time. The first 4 Fast and Furious are fairly uneven in terms of critical and commercial success, but that all changed beginning with Fast 5. Although I should note they did a commendable job with world and character building prior to. As for Fast 5, not only did it receive undeniably positive reviews from critics, it also thrilled the audiences with its diesel-fueled, balls-to-the-wall action set pieces. This trend continued until Furious 7, where the franchise hits its emotional and creative peak, and the franchise to a new critical and commercial heights with an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes and over $1.5 billion in global box office, which is over double what the previous franchise high was with Fast and Furious 6. Furious 7 follows Dom and his crew being hunted by an undeniable big bad guy, played by Jason Statham, who is the vengeful older brother of the villain of Fast and Furious 6. So make sure to race on over to Tubi, Peacock, Fubo, Hulu, Sling, Prime, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango to check this out. Number 2, Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick pulls off a rare feat. It not only elevates its predecessor, it soars above it in every manner, and even excels where it exceeded at. The drama is sharper and the script is more refined. Box office wise, it blew the original out of the water and blazed into the stratosphere, to the tune of nearly $1.5 billion. Dwarfing the original's gross by over $1 billion. Although adjusted for inflation, the original 1986's Top Gun's numbers would be roughly $1 billion. Regardless, the original is a mediocrely scripted film that happens to excel in a handful of areas, which included an impressive, even groundbreaking for the time, aerial choreography, a great soundtrack, and a charismatic lead. Top Gun Maverick also contains breathtaking aerial choreography and stunt work, a great soundtrack, and a charismatic ensemble. Tom Cruise's titular character, Maverick, is more dynamic and an overall better character in this long-anticipated sequel. He's learned, seasoned, and humble, whereas in the first film he was reckless, arrogant, and not as charming as he thought, despite his raw talent. Maverick's character now more so resembles that of Val Kilmer's Iceman's character in the original, who was supposed to be the antagonist, but was actually a good guy. Top Gun Maverick is a good film fashioned for the largest screen possible. It is a noticeably superior film than its predecessor. The film is also literally military propaganda, as the US military provided resources and funding for the film. It glorifies war, asserts a dated status quo, and perpetuates the myth of American exceptionalism. Many films in Hollywood have been guilty of these traits throughout its history, but by 2022, it's eye-rollingly antiquated and tone-deaf for the film of this caliber. Top Gun Maverick is a product of the fear of wokeness and this desperate need to coddle boomers. It's undeniably entertaining though, so you can check it out over on Paramount Plus, Prime, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 3, Frozen 2. In 2013, Disney Animation was undeniably in another golden era with the release of its billion-dollar musical film Frozen. The soundtrack alone for that film harkened back to the days of Alan Menken, who worked on most of the iconic music for the early 90s classic animated musicals, like Aladdin and The Lion King. While the original Frozen grossed an unprecedented $1.2 billion globally, Frozen 2, released 6 years later in 2019, topped it with $1.45 billion. It's not a surprise given that the quality of the sequel lived up to the original, and the film further expands the world as well as develops the characters. Still following the sisters Anna and Elsa, they travel to a faraway land to find the reason behind the spirits calling to Elsa. Along the way, they find a magical forest that is concealed behind a magic veil, and once they enter, they learn of the true history between their people and others, how betrayal can affect the lives of people living hundreds of years after us. Frozen 2 outshines the original, from music to story, and depicting the way that one can do anything if they put their mind and heart to it. It may be a Disney movie, but it's still a great watch while you cozy up some Saturday night. So tune in to Disney Plus, Sling, Google Play, Prime, or Apple TV to check it out. Number 4, Barbie. Auteur filmmaker Greta Gerwig, who's most known for writing, directing Lady Bird, as well as the 2019 adaptation of Little Women, presents us with her existential spectacle, Barbie, based on the massively popular Mattel toy. The film, however, is by no means a hollow commercial endeavor. Barbie is a beautiful and unapologetic feminist meditation on identity and existence. Margot Robbie does a fantastic job playing the titular character, and her character is dubbed as stereotypical Barbie, and the film primarily focuses on her journey to process complex human emotions for the first time, particularly as a woman experiencing the real-world patriarchal society for the first time. She plays the character fairly straight, while Ryan Gosling, who plays her counterpart, Ken, chooses scenes with his sympathetic, albeit naive surfer dude persona. The production design for Barbie is sublime. Every faction of the art department does a fantastic job incorporating all things Barbie into the surreal and very pink aesthetic. The sets and the props all feel like the toys were blown up to life size. The art department imbues the toy elements into aspects of very real life things as well, which also ties into the film's themes about superficiality embedded in society. The writing for Barbie is zippy, campy, meta, and fun, which are all counterbalanced with moments of existential self-awareness, topical drama, and genuine human emotions. Greta Gerwig clearly loves Barbie. She portrays Barbie and her whole world with all the wonderment of how she viewed it growing up, but also addresses the problematic aspects of the toy. Barbie is a blast. It's both fun and deeply moving. Since it was a bona fide smash hit, ranking in around $1.45 billion globally, it had studios greenlighting all kinds of toy-based films. I just hope studios learn the right lesson from why this film works and how to adapt an IP that has a lot of history and lore. Spoiler alert, they won't. So make sure to grab some popcorn and check this out on Max, Hulu, Sling, Prime, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 5, Avengers: Age of Ultron. Avengers: Age of Ultron is arguably one of the most underrated pre-Endgame MCU films, and the lowest grossing of the Avenger films. But that didn't stop it from becoming a box office behemoth. Despite the insurmountable hype around the film, It was never going to live up to the breakout Marvel game changer that was The Avengers. However, it actually does a pretty good job of expanding the lore and teeing off the events of Civil War. This one sees Earth's mightiest heroes begin to fracture as Tony Stark, with the help of Bruce Banner, used Loki's staff to create an AI to protect the world. Unfortunately, those good intentions go horribly wrong when they create the robotic villain Ultron, voiced brilliantly by James Spader. While the film was a massive hit, ranking in around $1.4 billion globally, and doing slightly better overseas than its predecessor, it fell short of the Avengers' $1.5 billion. Regardless, it's essential MCU viewing and still a lot of fun. You can watch it over on Disney+, Starz, Hulu, Sling, Prime, Philo, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope that you're enjoying all of our content. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to ring that bell icon to stay up to date with our latest releases. If you want to support us even further, there are numerous ways. First, check out fatninja.shop, our very own merch store where we sell t-shirts, hoodies, hats, shoes, and more, featuring our logo and other designs. You can also join our Patreon, linked in the video description. Last but not least, we have officially launched the YouTube membership program. At only $4.99 a month, you'll get access to our monthly newsletter featuring reviews, previews, and exclusive behind-the-scenes information about our upcoming projects and videos. You also get a nifty little badge and special emojis that you can use during our upcoming live stream chats. And if you're a member of our Discord channel, you'll get access to a special role which gives you even better access to the Fat Ninja staff and the chance to enter a monthly prize drawing as well as a shout out at the end of our videos. The prize drawings will only begin once we have reached our goal of 50 members. Finally, you'll also be gifted a special coupon code good for 20% off any item from our store. We appreciate each and every one of you and are incredibly thankful for your support. Each new subscriber and member helps us achieve our goals and keeps us motivated to create new content each week. Thanks again. Take care.
Number 6. The Super Mario Bros. Movie. It was becoming clear that with quality hit video game adaptations like Detective Pikachu, Sonic, and The Last of Us, we were entering a new age of far more favorable video game adaptations. The Super Mario Bros. Movie, which was produced by Illumination Entertainment, the animation studio most known for their Despicable Me franchise, teamed up with the godfather of gaming himself, Shigeru Miyamoto, to bring us the second big screen attempt at a Super Mario Bros. Film, with mixed results. The Super Mario Bros. Movie lays the groundwork for an exciting future in a potential Nintendo cinematic universe. The voice cast is fantastic, and the animation is polished and vibrant. A major kudos to the production designers and art department of this film. The Easter eggs and attention to detail in terms of Nintendo lore is commendable and gives me hope for better films in the future than this one. At the end of the day, the Super Mario Bros. Was still a big win for Nintendo, as fans enjoyed it despite more mixed reviews, and it fetched the company a sizable amount of gold coins, as it made around $1.36 billion worldwide. You can enjoy it over on Peacock, Google Play, Apple TV, Fandango, or Prime. Number 7. Black Panther. Black Panther is one of the best films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, an extremely impressive feat to say the least. Even the Academy had to acknowledge this by giving superhero films their long overdue Best Picture nod. It also joined several MCU films in the billion-dollar club. Black Panther became a cultural phenomenon, grossing almost $1.35 billion worldwide. The film earned $700+ million in the States alone, making it the biggest film of 2018, outgrossing even Avengers: Infinity War. Black Panther takes place not long after the events of Captain America: Civil War, in which King T'Chaka of Wakanda is killed in a bombing at the UN. Black Panther deals with the deceased king's son T'Challa, played with a tour de force by the late great Chadwick Boseman, coping with his father's death. T'Challa is set to inherit the throne of the nation of Wakanda, as well as assume the role of its protector, the Black Panther. Through all this, T'Challa must deal with the sins of his father's past when he is challenged by another possible heir to the throne, Killmonger, played phenomenally by Michael B. Jordan. The cinematography is breathtaking, with locations that are mesmerizing and begging you to visit. The practical effects and costumes are exceptionally well done, and the technology on display is both fascinating and yet deeply rooted in African tribalism. Make sure to appreciate this epic film over on Disney+, Hulu, Google Play, Fandango, Prime, Apple TV, or TBS. Number 8. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. For a decade, Harry Potter enchanted readers and audiences alike with his stories of magic and mayhem in a little school called Hogwarts. The series' production was a massive undertaking, 8 films in 10 years, with a cast that grew up like the characters in the fictional wizarding world of the films and books, each in which its storytelling and themes matured with its readers. The books outsold the Bible, and each film was amongst the top 3 global grossers in their respective years of release, with The Sorcerer's Stone, The Goblet of Fire, and Deathly Hallows Part 2 all being number 1 film of the year. Deathly Hallows Part 2 also went on to be the highest grossing film in the entire franchise. While several were extremely close to hitting the $1 billion mark, Deathly Hallows Part 2 blasted past it with a magical $1.34 billion. The last film was also the final showdown between Harry Potter and Voldemort, as the ultimate battle raged at Hogwarts. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 was everything fans and critics wanted from a concluding Potter film. It is an emotional, thrilling, with astounding pieces and peak performances from the stacked cast. Make sure to relive the magic over on Peacock, Max, Hulu, Prime, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 9. Star Wars Episode 8: The Last Jedi. Star Wars Episode 8: The Last Jedi may have arrived with much divisiveness, but it was a smash hit right out of the gate, opening with $220 million opening weekend in the US alone, going on to gross $1.31 billion worldwide. Nostalgia has always been baked into Star Wars, and perhaps that has always been its crux in the long term. Even the original film evoked Western nostalgia for cereals from the 40s and 50s, and arguably even nostalgia from Akira Kurosawa films. The Empire Strikes Back received similar criticism to The Last Jedi upon release, but is now often regarded not just one of the best Star Wars films, but one of the best films of all time. Neither Empire nor Last Jedi attempted to cater to nostalgia. Instead, they both in their own way progressed the series forward. In the case of The Last Jedi, the filmmakers wanted to move beyond the Skywalkers, the Jedi, and the Sith, emphasizing the more existential and cosmic aspect of the Force, and letting go of the concept of it being reduced to dark and light. The Last Jedi also takes some honest self-reflection on the franchise as a whole. One of Luke Skywalker's quotes sums it up quite well. "Now that they're extinct, the Jedi are romanticized, deified. But if you strip away the myth and look at their deeds, the legacy of the Jedi is failure, hypocrisy, hubris. At the height of their powers, they allowed Darth Sidious to rise, create the Empire, and wipe them out. It was a Jedi Master who was responsible for the training and creation of Darth Vader." Much like the beloved Knives Out, which was also written and directed by Academy Award winner Rian Johnson, The Last Jedi is a sharply scripted, subversive masterpiece, and it lets audiences know that from the get-go. Whatever half-baked fan theories or illogical storylines that have been speculated for months prior to release were thrown out the window for a more poignant and clever ones that suited the motif of moving on from the past. Make sure to relive the experience on Disney+, Fubo, Hulu, Sling, Google Play, Prime, Fandango, Apple TV, TBS, or TNT. Number 10. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom is the fifth Jurassic Park film and a direct sequel to 2015's Jurassic World. Unlike its predecessor, which received glowing reviews and a positive response from audiences, critics and audiences alike were lukewarm in the response to Fallen Kingdom. Regardless, I enjoy it a little more each time I watch it, and appreciate how it continues the story and expands the Jurassic lore. The narrative once again follows Owen Grady, played by Chris Pratt, and Claire Dearing, played by Bryce Dallas Howard, as they return to Isla Nublar in the fallen Jurassic world. They have been tasked with a mission to rescue dinosaurs from the island, which an active volcano is set to wipe out. While Fallen Kingdom is one of the least popular Jurassic Park films, it was still seismic commercial success, ranking in around $1.3 billion worldwide, making it the second highest grossing Jurassic Park film behind Jurassic World. For those about the dinosaurs, it features more than any of the previous films, and that alone is worth a viewing. Jeff Goldblum returning as Ian Malcolm for an extended cameo is a nice cherry on top. So enjoy the dinosaur mayhem over on Peacock, Hulu, Sling, Google Play, Prime, Apple TV, or Fandango. Thanks for checking out the video. Did we leave any films off the list? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to tap that bell icon to stay up to date with our latest releases. You can reach out to us on Twitter or X at Studios Fat, or chat with us on Discord, linked below. We're also now on Blue Sky. You can find us at studiosfat.bsky.social, which will also link below. If you're really enjoying our content and want to help support us, click that join button for exclusive content, rewards, and perks. Make sure to check out our very own merch store located at fatninja.shop. All proceeds go towards our next film project, so we'd greatly appreciate it. I've been your host, Jamie. Thanks again. See you in the next one.